installing a farm.
Here we go. You are now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Okay, drop the trailer. I guess it's time to get to work. Okay, I got it pressure washed up. So you can see that it broke pretty aggressively right there. We did not expect it to hold. We just wanted it to last a little bit, and it did get me home. I think the bottom two being welded together still got me there, but welding a spring is not ideal, so do not do that. We did it because we were in a pinch. I gotta block some things. We gotta take some bolts off, and we gotta cut the U-bolts, get that out of there, and then yeah, hopefully it's good to go. So I'm just going ahead and cutting the nuts right off. So you take, there's 4 on each of these. Once those come off, the whole housing, the pillows, my terminology is all wrong. Anyways, we'll drop down. Then, if you block up the axles, you can cut the U-bolts off, and that will come up, and you can slide it out. So I got 2 done out of the 8. But doing the worst ones first, so the ones I can't really see that are underneath the brake cans, and then the other 4 will be a lot easier. Okay, so we're getting it out now. Here's 2 that got welded together. That probably made it so we could get home. The rest is in. That back housing's out. Now we just got a block underneath. Yeah, are we doing it the safest way? Probably not. Is it working? Yeah. Okay, so we got jack stands under the axles. If we let it down slowly, just so it sits on it just barely. There we go. Actually, we can let it right down because we're gonna cut these. So there we go. So now we can cut the U-bolts, and nothing's sitting on it. Okay, we just got to slide the forks in between it, pick up on it a little bit, and come out. At least that's what I hope. Took the trunnion and everything out. Trunnion actually looks really, really good. I was very surprised on it. So we're looking good there. Got a hammer on this. Get that out and see if I can figure out a ride over. I was a little more I was more nervous than I thought. So it was broke here on that side, but this leaf was still in there. So we had some stability, but not much. Yeah, that top piece was broke off. So I'm gonna hammer on that for a minute. Throw you guys on the charger because my GoPro batteries, I think they're in the pickup. Maybe. Never mind. They were right there. So this little thing right there, Tellison, I got 2 of them. Charge 3 batteries at once. Works out really good. So, all right, let me hammer on this. See if we can get that trunnion out of the spring. I'm trying to figure out a ride to get to the spring plates before they close. So I got I got the trunnion chain to the 75 and we're using the same chain. I think I got to grab another chain instead of but I'm going to try pulling back and see what it does. Well, that's not gonna work. Did it even move? No. Well, I cannot get this apart. I probably need another person to pull on it a little bit while I hammer on it to break it free. Robert's gonna give me a ride in a little bit. They're getting ready for tomorrow, but he's gonna give me a ride down, so I appreciate that because it's 2 hours out of his day. What are you doing? You having a good day? Yeah. But we're not hauling anything. They wrapped up at like 2 o'clock today. I think they got the manure too solid down at the very bottom of the pit. So they wrapped up like 2 o'clock. So honestly, I don't even know what that's doing. Yeah. But we'll get this back together, fix some other little things. Coolant was good, which is nice. So we got that fixed, and then should be good to go for hopefully the fall. We got our lids ordered. They were delayed from Diller for like 3 weeks. So hopefully we see those next week. Maybe we'll have somebody up there weld them on for us because truck is going to be leaving on Sunday probably. So, or Monday morning, I don't know, but we are headed over to Dunham Springs, see if they have this spring in stock. I could not get the trunnion off of the spring. I'm going to ask them for some advice, and probably need 2 people and a bigger horse attached to that horse and try pulling it apart. Load up, Yanko. But we're going to have a good morning, I hope. Trucks are dumb, and we'll keep the wheels rolling. So, headed up to Johnstown, Dunham. Like I said, we probably got it in stock. If they can't, hopefully they can get it quick. If they can't do that, then hopefully Cook Brothers has it. But alrighty, we're out of here. Foggy morning. They got the spring, we got the bolts. We do not have U-bolts. They said they're coming in at noon. Somebody said they make stuff here, but they told me they had sold the U-bolts that I need, but they're gonna have a set in at noon, so we can come back up or find somebody to give us give a ride down. But $1,700 later, trucks are dumb. Yeah. Well, 1632 for the spring, and then the odds and ends. But as I said, Camelback, great suspension, rides are off, but expensive when you have to go do something. Some buddies have already asked why I didn't pull it off the green truck, and frankly, if I'm gonna put all this work into doing spring work, putting a used set of springs on a truck, that truck makes us money. Every day that truck is moving, it makes us money. So at the end of the day, I'd rather if I gotta put $1,700 into it for a spring, day and a half of work, to know that it's that side, that spring, all of that is good to go. So peace of mind. I did think about pulling that other one apart, but this one came apart rather easy compared to what I thought it was gonna do. We don't have the trunnion off of the spring. We're gonna go home, probably hook the trunnion to a giant tree and yank on it. That's kind of what I'm thinking with the 75. Since they were like, just hammer on it, and I hammered and we got nowhere. So we got a new leaf spring, and as they said, actually now I know what they're talking about. They said the springs are thicker, it's anti-sway, but this leaf spring is for a 38,000 to a 44,000. That is what they told me. And as you see, the bottom three, well, you can't see there, but they are the same. These are heavier, which is good. But that is, and supposedly it's anti-sway, and they had both, or they had one, which was this one. And I said, well, heavier springs, yeah, let's have at it. And, you know, anti-sway with a Camelback suspension. It's not like we're doing a lot of swaying anyways, but we got it. We got the bolts. We do have to go back. They did get a hold of me and they said, yeah, we got everything in as far as the U-bolts. You know what I don't have? Okay, for U-bolts, they only gave me 4. We need 8. Right? Yeah, because you got... So, I got to bring that up to them. That I only got 4 of those. I'm going to leave this box in the truck. That way when we go back, they're there. But, what I got to do is get that trunnion off. And they said, have fun, hit it with a hammer a lot. And what we're probably going to do is go hook it to a big tree and hook it to the 7520 and pull on it. The 2755 just didn't have enough force. I am extremely sore for some reason. My neck is all messed up. I should probably go see a doctor, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we are not going to see a doctor. But I'm putting these bolts back in here, that way I remember that they're there, and to get U-bolts for it, or the nuts for it. So let me pull these out. We're gonna go find a big tree out back, hook it to it, and yank on it. I had a moment. There's 4 nuts in there. We only need 4 nuts because we only have 2 U-bolts. For some reason I thought we were doing the other side. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, now that you have this heavier stack of leaf springs, you got to do the other side. Someday. It will not be today when it breaks. Someday it will break. But we're not gonna see that much of a gain on one side to the other. Somebody did tell me maybe get springs for 44,000. I did not realize that they were the same. The only difference is the thickness of So this is a 10 spring. It would be the thickness of the top 3. So that is heavy. So I'm gonna set that down, then we'll pick that one back up. It's part of being by yourself doing some of this stuff. It's not that much fun because you're constantly in and out, jumping around. Okay, I think this tree will do us. So I'll go grab the 7520, put the chains around it, put the chains around. I know chains aren't the best thing, but a rope would not do us good in this. This is just gonna be pure. Hopefully this tree is good enough. It's pretty thick. I'm hoping this works somewhat. I don't wreck the trunnion too much. I got nowhere to really set you. I'll set you on the bucket there that I just found in the bushes. Everything's taped, wrapped a few times. Wondering that the bottom one came out all broke except for that one. That's better than I thought. That did not want to move though. Chain through it and then pull on this. Hopefully that will pop out. I think this is the original leaf springs that were on it. I think. Still one of the handiest things I've got all year. So I talked to Tyler the other day. I said, "You're right on." Gerber? Yep. Gerber multi-tool product. See if that pulls that off. Now we gotta get the bolts out of them. The U-bolts. Well, now we gotta get the U-bolts out of them. So some heat and hammering. Might grab Isaiah's 1-inch gun. That way I can spin them around. That was in there. We'll leave this. We'll come back up later with the 27. We'll probably run, get the U-bolts. Get the 1-inch gun. Get the U-bolts. And then I think we might have some help this afternoon. Well, it's up off the ground a little bit. Not as much as I'd like. Let me redo that. There we go. So we'll come back, grab the 27 and that, but take the trunnion out. Okay, 27 is coming back out. I got Robert here for a couple hours. We're gonna throw this leaf together and hopefully get it back in. That is the plan. Spring work, if you've never done it, don't start. It is not that great. Pasture's looking pretty good though. We gotta still do the burdocks. Or the thistle. Yeah, they're burdocks plants, but they're all on piles. I thought about going out there with the 7520 with the blade and leveling some of those piles. Now that we know what we're doing a little bit better. Tank is parked up here. We got an air can to do on the tank before it's ready. and then we'll be good. Hot damn. So we grabbed Isaiah's big gun. Are you a big gun? Robert's a big gun. Top gun. And we got to get that spinning so then we can get this going. That's really where that made a lot of sense. I know. Let me see how much. What do I got for volt? We got 3. So you need a 12 for these. There is a way to adjust all of this to a certain torque. I do have a torque amplifier, so we should be good. We grabbed Isaiah's 1-inch impact gun and we had to figure out how to use it. But just heated it some. Give it a go. There we go. So now we should be able to jump on the next one. I'll heat the next one and we'll zing it. Give it a go. Yeah, pull that off. Taking the whole fucking bolt off. Spin it the other way. I don't want it to take the whole bolt off. Keep going. No, hold on. I don't want it to take that bolt off because then we don't have a way of getting it out. We should be able to suck that down just a little bit more once it gets hot. Try going in with the gas. Nope, keep going in. I want it. How are we making out? This one's fighting us more than the other one. What I should do is this. Reverse it, and I'm gonna hit this. So, all right, ready? Make sure you hit the bolt and not me. Not you. I know. I was being gentle. All right, we're losing Robert, but we got it apart. We got that apart. That was the easiest part. Now I gotta let that cool down. Yeah, Robert's got to go to his side hustle. Biker gang meeting. No, it's not. Okay, without some heat and a lot of force, they were not moving. It's amazing what rust will do to it. But we got new U-bolts over there. There's one. There we go. We might have to cut. That's a little messed up. See. Yeah, we can cut those burrs off. Wow, that's hot. Okay, I'm wondering how hot this is. It's not as heavy with the leafs off it now. So I cleaned everything up as best I could. I see I still got some spots there. Hammer it with the hammer. Now that it's off the ground. But we'll throw it on, get it torqued. Well, I got a bad screwdriver here, so let me get it cleaned up as best I can. There's some rough scale. I cleaned up everything else with the grinder with a pad on it. And then we'll get it torqued on there. There we go. Alrighty, so we got a little bit of help lining up here. I was going to clean that up more. I got to clean that up more, actually. That sits right there, so that actually lines it up. I was cleaning it up. I cleaned it up a good bit, but there's still some in there. Okay. Bolts, washers, nuts are torqued to 1800. What are we caught up on? Okay, we're good to go. You're not really supposed to use this with this, but we made it work. So this torque multiplier is 3 to 1. So output compared to input, and it's basically, from what I've understood, planetary drive inside of there. So we are torqued down and ready to go back underneath, which this is honestly where I needed 2 people so that we could see what's going on, but we're by ourselves. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a bad thing, I know that, actually. Okay, here's the challenging part. We got to get it on. These bushings, or pillow blocks I guess it would be, have to go on each side, but once it's on, since we're up in the air, we can mess with it and sway it down one way or another. They sit in here, and then underneath there's another pillow block. Those are actually in great shape, so they said, you need those? I said, no, they're perfect. They're not perfect, but they're damn close, so. I can't see nothing. I'm gonna hit that one. I can't do this alone. Trial by error. not mean to go down, so that didn't help me. But I think we're a lot closer. We're just gonna have to muscle it in. Get a little bit of weight to it. I was just gonna call it good, but tomorrow everybody's trucking, I think. Maybe I could get some help in the morning. And then Saturday, I think we're trucking. So, or at least running the truck for a period of the day. Oh yeah, we gotta go up. Once we go up, it might go on. I don't think I can lift it by myself. It's pretty friggin' heavy. Not even with a pry bar. So if I go up a little bit, we'll be closer, like an inch or two. And then maybe we can get it on. Okay, so I was hitting the axle at the same time. But I think that's going to put us closer. Oh yeah, much closer. There we go. I love it when something works right. But we're hitting over there because we're stuck on some things. But we're halfway on there. We're more than halfway. So if I set it down a little bit, it will slide. Right now it's touching on the brake drum on the front axle. Tiny little bit. We good? I don't like being in between here, but there we go. Maybe I should have brought a smaller pry bar. That's probably what I need. A little short one. Shorter one. Last time I did this, I had a lot more youth to me. I've definitely aged quite a bit. Not an excuse, but I'm just saying. I'm not 25 years old any longer. And this works challenging. So we're gonna have to go down more. We are actually on it quite a bit, but we're touching too much on that. That's gonna go in though, nice and easy. Oh yeah, it's in like 4 inches. So I'm gonna go down and back up. See how that looks. Okay, I got it. I pushed right against right here, and I gave it enough wiggle, because you got to remember there's some there's rubber in between that trunnion. Now we're good. So can put the upper blocks on, then put the lower, the whole housings. This has to come out of there. This one, all of them are out. Oh no, that one's still in there. And then we got all new bolts that go up through it. So, and the washers. Okay, I was just about to say we don't have the washers, but we got all that. Once that's on, we put the bolt back down through it, and can jack everything up and put the tires on. Okay, so these just sit right in there, and then the whole spring assembly comes out the other side. But this is what well, I guess it goes like that, my bad. What cushions against it. So these were not in the best shape, but they're pretty good for what they still are. But the fact that we got it up in the air enough, yeah, they'll go right on there. I guess they go sideways. One thing I didn't think about, how much wear, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, yeah. How much wear that bolt has that goes down through. That's easy enough to switch out after the fact though. But should have got one of these, amateur hour. So we'll go ahead and lift the trunnion up. The axles are still blocked. And as the trunnion comes up, so we'll replace this bolt tomorrow. We'll grab one. As the trunnion comes up, it should, those pillows should sit right in it. Yep, see how the whole truck's moving. Make sure those pillows sit in there square. Yep, get that going in. There we go. So, see how it lifted it off the back one, but not the front one yet? Just how it sits. There we go. Now it's off. Now we can put that housing underneath it. Suspension is back together other than this bolt, but we can manipulate it to get the bolt out by jacking one side up or not. And yeah, it's got some wiggle to it. So we'll get a new bolt for that. That would make it a lot better that it's not wiggling as much, because that's what holds everything to the trunnion. But get it jacked up all the way. Take the stands out, throw the tires on, and this will be ready to go back to work other than switching the PTO. Hopefully we got time for that. That's what I want to do. That way it's good to spread, because yes, we'll have some work spreading this fall. Tires are back on. Just got to drop the jack down, and I'm going to pull it out of the way so we look like we did something today. Yeah, been a good day. Alrighty, pile of spare parts that we will never ever need again because we cut them right out. But this truck is back good to run. Plan is go through a few things, clean it. If we can switch the hydraulic pump and everything line up, that will make our life really, really good. Very happy that we got the spring in there. It worked out. So appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate Dunham for having the parts. Even though we had to go back and get U-bolts, it worked out very good. They knew exactly what was going on. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.